Welcome back to Dinar Community Channel. They warned me to stay silent about the Iraqi dinar, but I won't anymore. What I've uncovered could shake the global financial system and change your future forever. This isn't hype. This is the truth they never wanted you to hear. And once you know it, there's no going back. There comes a moment when silence becomes betrayal, not just to yourself, but to every person who unknowingly walks past a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. For years, I was told to keep quiet, to not talk publicly about the Iraqi dinar IQD, to avoid raising questions, avoid making noise, and never share what I knew. But the truth has a way of pushing its way to the surface, and now, I can no longer ignore it. You deserve to know what's really going on with the Iraqi dinar. You deserve to know what I was told to keep hidden. What if I told you that behind closed doors, high-level financial institutions, government officials, and elite investors have been preparing for something monumental? That the IQD, a currency most people don't think twice about, has been the center of one of the most under-the-radar financial plays of the 21st century. For years, the Iraqi dinar was mocked, labeled as a scam, and cast aside as a worthless relic of a war-torn past. But now, the tide is turning, and fast. I still remember the first time someone pulled me aside and said, "Whatever you do, don't talk about the dinar." That sentence stayed with me. At first, I didn't understand why. After all, wasn't it just a currency? But as I dug deeper, I started to uncover threads that, when pulled, revealed a web of financial planning, central banking policies, economic reform agendas, and geopolitical shifts all centered around Iraq's potential reemergence on the global financial stage. Iraq is no longer the same country it was during the 2003 invasion. While many still associate it with conflict and instability, the truth is, Iraq has undergone a massive transformation beneath the surface. With one of the largest oil reserves in the world and a strategic geopolitical location, Iraq is uniquely positioned to become a financial hub in the Middle East. What's been holding it back? Not capability, but timing, and the influence of powerful entities who benefit from keeping the dinar undervalued. You see, when a currency is artificially suppressed, it becomes a goldmine for those who understand its future potential. Elite hedge funds, foreign governments, and multinational corporations have been quietly accumulating dinar while dismissing it publicly. They want the average person to laugh at it, mock it, or ignore it. Why? Because once the revaluation occurs, and yes, it's no longer a matter of if, but when, the value proposition will be unlike anything we've seen before in modern finance. I'm not talking about hype or hearsay. I'm talking about documented moves by institutions like the IMF, the World Bank, and various central banks who have been working with Iraq behind the scenes. Reforms to modernize banking systems. Legislation designed to open Iraq's economy to the world. And yes, efforts to eventually reinstate the dinar's value on the global market. And here's what they don't want you to know. This isn't just about Iraq. It's about a global financial reset that's been in the making for decades. As inflation spirals, fiat currencies weaken, and central banks scramble to maintain control, there's a quiet rush toward asset-backed and commodity-tied currencies. The IQD is a major contender in this shift. With Iraq's oil reserves, gold holdings, and strategic trade agreements, the revaluation of its currency could send shockwaves through the global financial system. There's a reason why bank executives hold confidential meetings about the dinar, why certain financial advisors only speak about it in private, why governments have inserted clauses into trade deals that mention currency alignment and parity. They're preparing, and the public, left in the dark, by design. I didn't want to be a whistleblower. But the more I saw, the more I realized that this is about financial freedom. For decades, the middle class has been squeezed out of opportunities. Wall Street plays the long game while Main Street is kept distracted. But this is one of those rare moments where regular people can position themselves ahead of a major financial event. And yet, the mainstream narrative remains, it's a scam. It's worthless. Don't bother. If you've ever wondered why those in power don't want you to know the truth about the dinar, the answer is simple: control. Control over wealth. Control over narrative. Control over access. But history tells us that all empires built on secrecy eventually crumble. And today, that veil is starting to lift. So what do we know, factually, about the current status of the IQD? In the past 2 years, Iraq has implemented sweeping reforms to its banking infrastructure. Its central bank has partnered with international technology firms to digitize financial services and improve transparency. The country has entered trade discussions with regional superpowers and restructured debt agreements to better position itself for open market integration. Meanwhile, oil exports have reached record levels, and Iraq is no longer reliant solely on crude. It has expanded its resource base, diversified trade routes, and launched new investment zones to attract foreign capital. The biggest clue: Iraq's sudden and increased focus on currency stabilization. The Central Bank of Iraq has openly discussed pegging the dinar to a stronger basket of currencies, possibly even transitioning toward a gold-backed model. This is no longer speculation, it's happening in real time. And yet, major media outlets say nothing. Why? Because the real profits are made when the masses are asleep. Only once the institutional players have secured their positions will the narrative begin to shift. By then, the real opportunity will be gone. Still, you might ask, why are you speaking up now? Because I've seen the roadmap. And I know how close we are. There have been quiet meetings in Dubai, in Geneva, and in Washington, D.C. involving central bankers, economic ministers, and global financial authorities. Discussions about currency realignment, digital banking protocols, and the need for liquidity injections into emerging markets. Iraq is not just part of this conversation, it's a centerpiece. In fact, recent months have seen something unprecedented: coordinated currency audits between Iraq and international observers. An emphasis on international transparency metrics. Sudden changes in foreign exchange contract language. All signs point to one thing: positioning for a revaluation. You were never supposed to know this. I was told to stay silent, to play dumb, to treat it as just another rumor. But too many people have suffered from being kept in the dark. The IQD revaluation could be one of the largest financial transfers of wealth we'll see in our lifetimes, and you have a right to understand what's unfolding. This is not financial advice. I am not here to tell you to buy dinar or invest recklessly. What I am saying is that knowledge is power, and those who control the information often control the outcome. But for once, the playing field can be leveled. If even a fraction of what's being prepared behind the scenes goes public, the dinar could be reintroduced to the world with a value that shocks markets and transforms portfolios. There's a reason why new banking platforms are being tested, why certain banks have upgraded their foreign currency exchange systems quietly, why digital identity verification is being tied to foreign currency exchange in certain high-volume financial centers. The infrastructure is being built for something bigger. And the IQD is not just a part of that, it's foundational. As I speak, financial insiders are preparing asset conversion models. Some private bank divisions are reportedly training staff on currency valuation scenarios that include the IQD. Private exchange centers in select cities have conducted dry runs under the radar. You won't hear this on the evening news. But it's happening. The question now is, where do you stand? You can ignore this message, and that's your right. Or you can take a step back, review the patterns, and ask yourself, why are so many people in power silent about the IQD? Why is there a coordinated effort to ridicule it, suppress information, and block conversation? History tells us that when this level of resistance exists, something bigger is brewing beneath the surface. Iraq is not what it once was. And neither is its currency. The revaluation won't just change numbers, it will change lives. But only for those who were prepared, informed, and willing to question the official narrative. I don't expect this article to last long in certain circles. It may be suppressed, discredited, or ignored. But that's okay, because you read it, and now you know. You were told the IQD was a dead end. But what if it's the beginning of something far greater? I was told to stay quiet about the IQD. But you deserve to know. Like and subscribe for more videos.